Okay guys, now for those of you who are not aware, the Camaro has a cabin filter, which is this guy right here, and this is how you access it. You can see how super tight that space is. Now, get the drill out of the way here. You can see there's a bolt here and a bolt there to remove this part of the frame here. There's one major problem, because this would make it the easiest thing in the world. If you can unscrew this guy, unscrew the guy over here, just remove this and you have, look at that, a nice clear drilling path. One major problem. If you look down there, you see that red bolt right there? That is the third part of this guy, and as you can see, it is behind the heat shield. The space there is super limited, if you can see right there, that red bolt. The space there is super limited. So now, this goes back to having two options. You can continue to drill through this shield to create your hole here. You may or may not have space if you remove the cabin filter. Just to give you an idea, hole's about there. So the drill will comfortably fit in here once you remove the cabin filter. However, to get across to the strut tower, you might have to get to, remember, a much longer bit. Is it possible? Maybe. Maybe not. Or you guys already know the alternative. Would be going underneath the car with a 12-inch bit. So which way are we going to go? Oh no. For this side, I have not jacked up the car. Not going to jack it up yet if I don't have to. If it's, it's one less pain in the ass to worry about. So if it's necessary, you will see it on the next part of the video. Alright guys, so we're back. This is a long drill bit. This is the guy that's going to make that hole for us. This one here happens to be a 1/8 inch bit. This is the one that's going to take us the rest of the way. This one here is actually 5/16, not 3/8 as recommended. Now, just to show you here, you look at the 5/16. Okay. Now, why is this okay? Simple. In case you forgot from a earlier part of the video, I can get it here. 5/16 is the actual size of the bolt that they send you, not 3/8, which is right there. Although obviously you see there's a lot more wiggle room with the 3/8. Always remember, you can bore out just a little bit more, having a little bit of patience, being gentle, getting everything in order. So again, if you got a steady hand, you don't really need the hole punch, or excuse me, the center punch. If you so choose to do so, you can. That'll just give you a feel. If you take a look down here, and using the drill bit as the pointer, it's kind of hard to see. It's a little darker on this side over here. We just don't have the sunlight right now hitting us. And if, for those guys that didn't even notice, the tire's still on. I haven't even taken the tire off like I did in the other, on the driver's side. So, just to give you an idea, this is right there, your hole. Look how much space you actually have. And the spring can actually assist you slightly as a guide. Always remember to secure your vehicle. Make sure that it is on a nice firm jack stand. Which, not that I failed to do, just haven't done it yet. But you know, just pop a jack stand right there, just for your safety. Yeah, these, big shout out to Harbor Freight. Their jacks are actually fantastic, and this is one of the lightweight Lightning jacks. Excellent jack, man. You can lift this up with just your foot, and this is a 2-ton jack, so technically speaking you can barely support the weight of this car, but never had any issues with it. And this is actually one of the few items that they sell that, gee, I wonder why, that almost none of the discounts or any of the promotions apply to. Well, maybe it's because it's the only one thing they make really freaking well. I've always compared Harbor Freight to being the Payless shoe source for men. So I love Harbor Freight. I don't give a shit what anybody says, man. When you're in a pinch and you need a tool quickly, it's the go-to place. But if you're out in the field and you're using and abusing your tools 12, 15, 16 hours a day, yeah, you probably want to shell out a little bit more money for the good stuff. Although I gotta warn you guys, just out of curiosity, I was looking for a small sander recently, and decided, you know, I'm gonna splurge a little and get some quality. I'm gonna get myself a Milwaukee. To hell with it. Milwaukee used to be the absolute best tools, but guess what? Milwaukee's manufacturing crap in China too. You always see me use Makita tools. That was because my father was a big fan of Makita tools, and I like Makita as well. And let me flip this one around. This one actually, so you can see, hopefully you can see it. Let me see if I can focus there. This one's the real deal, man. Made in Japan, good shit, good quality, Japanese, always awesome, top-notch, grade A. None of that child labor crap made in mainland China. Unfortunately, I have also noticed Makita, as Japan has gone the way of the US and a lot of things, manufactures a lot of their stuff in China too. So if that's an issue for you, I'm just kind of letting you know, you better read your labels, because pretty much all these tools nowadays are made in China, and if you're going to spend a ton of money on a Chinese made tool, go to Harbor Freight. Just saying. Now guys, that took just a minute to pause here, just so you could see actually how I'm doing this. Just in case you're not of a hugely creative mind, which that's okay. Not everybody is. But you can see the bit through here, through the spring. As well as you can see, it's already penetrated the wall. Let me just pull it out real quick, just because I don't want to leave this thing hanging. Okay, pull out. I don't know how well you can see it there. Probably not at all, but the hole is there. It is there. It is right through the hole for the strut bar. In case you were wondering, yeah, I was pretty confident already and had created the hole for the front part of the strut bar. So that's pretty much it with this guy. I'm going to go ahead and bore that hole over with the bigger bit, show you what the product looks like afterwards. Well, there it is, guys. So much for having to drop the struts on the car. We kind of talked about it earlier as I walked back around the car here. In the instruction manual itself, if we go right to the last page, it does tell you, whoops, you know, that the last thing would be to go ahead and use the lock washers on the outside of the fasteners. You know, now that you got everything together, go ahead and tighten it. But it doesn't say anything about torque specifications. Not at all. So I guess one would be to assume that you tighten this balls to the wall. However, by looking at this carefully, or through a quick Google search, I did see through our friend Google, and by the way, this, done. Torque to 16 foot-pounds of torque, according to the Google search. I just go ahead and round up to 20. I don't know how well you can see there. 20. And for those guys that don't know this, you kind of keep the turn until you hear the magic click. Heard that? I give it one more so you can hear it. It's not going anymore. I mean, I could turn it more, but that's 16 foot-pounds of torque. Interesting enough, you saw me tighten through the nut side of it. You can do that. If you want to tighten through the bolt side, it's a little more difficult with the space, you can. But this is designed to be able to do it from above. As above, so below. Remember that in reverse. Go ahead and tighten this up, and we'll wrap it up. Alright guys, and there's the finished product. There is one thing. I did say how the nuts do go in from the inside. That does apply, but it only applies for the rear. The front, the nut does go under the wheel. If you want to take a good look, I'll get under. You can see it right there. And there's the bolt for the rear. There's the nut for the front. And that's it, man. Look at that thing. Thing of beauty. Hotchkis 2-point or 4-point, whichever way you want to look at it. Technically, it'd be 4-point because 2 points for each side. But that's it. That's your strut bar. And that is all done without ever having really touched the struts at all. And that's how you install a Hotchkis Strut Tower Brace for a 2010 Chevrolet Camaro. Now, a big shout out to Hotchkis for their product. Can't complain. Great product. As far as their instructions on how to install it, I'm gonna say
bullshit, Mr. Handman.
But in all seriousness, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I think what they had in mind was the weekend warrior with simple tools, sockets, wrenches, regular drill, regular bits. That's probably what they had in mind. Or there could also be the issue of liability. Guessing. I mean, springs can be very scary to work with and work on. So, but with that being said, though, I thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of C's Retro Garage. Thank you for your support. And, you know, be good to one another. Stay safe out there through this corona bullshit again. And hope to see you guys soon. Peace out.